game's afoot, huh?
And now, without any further ado, it is now time for another edition of
Wins of the Week! Panic boom!
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working.
You Can Do It!
Broadcasting live from the center of the universe, it's Business School without the BS.
We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Name's Jason Phelps, and I'm in self-employed Infinity Foot and Ankle.
Boom, there it is. And how has your company grown in 2019 since you started working with the Thrivetime Show?
We were just chatting about these numbers a few minutes ago. Gross revenues increased 52% since last December.
There you go. And what things have you implemented that has caused that growth?
Well, almost all the recommendations that you guys have made.
That's good stuff. Tell me about the video testimonials and how your team has been getting those and what kind of an impact they've had.
I would say we've probably been doing video reviews for about 3 months now. Most of the patients, I think, kind of do a quick glance at you online, take a look, and so they see that. So that all around us, they'll drive pretty far to come in and see us primarily because our reviews are so good.
And how far is someone driven to come out and see you?
Yeah, a couple of nearby states. People come in, one that's come in from Alabama, and a couple that have come in from South Carolina. So they'll come in from neighboring states to see us because of our reviews. And
you're located in Loganville, is that right?
Yeah, Loganville, like a suburb of Atlanta.
Okay, perfect. And how has being on top of Google between SEO and those Google reviews, how has that affected when someone searches your keyword, you popping up top? How has that affected you?
Oh, it's made a huge difference. We get people all the time that come in and tell us they come in because they've seen us, first page on the Google Internet search, and also because they got great reviews. I had to drive in and see they'll pass up other providers that are closer to them to come and see us because of that.
Good stuff. And so, what are your weekly meetings with the Thrivetime Show like?
They're awesome. Usually get me back on track if I'm getting a little bit off track. You help keep me accountable and keep me focused on the things that matter.
Good stuff. And what would you say to someone who is considering growing their business to the next level and using the Thrivetime Show business coaching program?
I don't think you can possibly find another way that'll more efficiently get you there than working with Thrive.
Hi, my name is Tim Johnson. I'm the owner of Tuscaloosa Ophthalmology as well as Southern Eye Consultants, 2 ophthalmology practices in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I'm a client of Clay Clark. I am a big fan of business podcasts, and his podcast popped up as a recommended listening, so I started listening to the podcast. I was a little suspicious or skeptical because I thought there was going to be like an upcharge or an upsell, but the idea of the month-to-month canceling really appealed to me, and I kept waiting for the shoe to drop and for the upsell or for the scam to come in, but it never did. It's very legitimate. Since working with Clay, I've gotten a much firmer grasp on how business works. Even in medicine, business is business. I've learned a lot about marketing, especially how Google reviews work and how important that is. And that's very important even in medicine. At least once a week, if not every day, I get a new patient because somebody Googled eye doctor in Tuscaloosa or ophthalmologist in Tuscaloosa. And you'd be amazed how many patients just look for an eye doctor that way. And so he's really changed our business. Our business has grown a lot, 15 to 20% this year.
Colton, you've been working with Clay and kind of getting coaching from him for a while now and getting that needed feedback as you try to create some new music. I wanted to ask you, how has it been kind of working with Clay and getting that honest feedback? How has that helped you further your career where you're at and move into these new areas?
Oh, he's going to boo me.
Oh, man, I could have taken that to a funny place.
Please do.
Honestly, I think regardless of who's in your corner, to have someone in your corner who's going to be honest is the most important thing for anyone, regardless of what field you're going into. I think we need to hear what we need to hear rather than we want to hear.
Oh, nice.
And that's just super important. So for that alone, I've been super thankful. But yeah, I think Clay's just really good at pinpointing strengths that I have and helping me overcome some of the weaknesses, whether it's, work ethic, being in the studio enough hours in the week, or putting practices into place, even amongst my guys out on the road, it's been really good to have someone who's so organized and has so many great practices helping me establish that for my own business, which is really what this is. Which can get weird when you tie ministry and business together, but that's a topic for another time. But it's just been really good to have someone who I would say believes in what I'm doing and applies all of the experience that he has into, my goals. It's been really, really good.
My name is Elizabeth Walker. I'm the owner of Nook and Cranny Homekeeping. I first heard about Clay on the radio on 1170 KFAQ. I was just switching through the radio stations and I heard them talking and they were kind of funny, so I hung around a little bit. Clay's team has impacted my amount of internet leads through Google, and we just have people calling us almost every single day saying they found us on Google. So it's definitely broadened our horizons and our clientele, but we also have people that find us in other avenues, and I always direct them to our Google reviews. The typical interaction during our weekly meetings is fun, it is accountability, it's an hour of hard discussions and a lot of learning. We try to laugh. I always share concerns I had during the week. The team always asks me what I need help with, and then they help put me back on track where I need to be. Every business owner needs Clay Clark and his team because they put a path out in front of you, a proven system of success, and then they coach you along the way. Every business owner needs that accountability next to them, that proven person next to them that can keep them going. Most people think that they don't need a business or marketing consultant because human nature tends to say we can do it all. And sometimes we believe that, or maybe people are prideful and they don't want to ask for help, or I'm not really sure. I believe that one of the smartest things I've ever done in my whole life, definitely in my business, is hiring Clay Clark and his team. Somebody is missing out on years and years and years of experience if they don't hire them. You can either make mistakes in your business because you don't have the experience, so you just go out there and you make mistakes. Or you can have somebody next to you that has been there, they've done that, and they can give you a heads up. You're going in the wrong direction. Or they can give you just that wise advice that says, maybe you should go in this direction. That's what they're missing out on. They're missing out on years of experience that they have not gleaned themselves.
Well, hey, Jen, it's Robert Redmond calling, and we've been working with each other for a while now. And so I just wanted to ask you a few questions, get your feedback. First of all, can you just kind of introduce yourself and tell us about your company and the size of your company and all that?
Sure. So I'm Jennifer Allen. I co-own a physical therapy company. We have 8 locations in Tucson, Arizona, soon to have 9. We have 115 employees. It's been growing like crazy. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
That's pretty impressive. That's great. And how long have you been working with me and with Thrive?
So I started with the online platform, and got so much value out of that. I came out and did one of the workshops, which was fantastic. And after that, signed up to do the one-on-one coaching with you starting in March of 2017. So we've been working together since then. Doesn't even seem like that long.
2 years. It's gone by fast.
Yeah, 2 years.
And what are some like the practical changes that you've been able to make by working with the one-on-one coaching program over the last 2 years here?
Yeah, so some of the things that we've done, one of the things was the first thing we did was the website development, where I had, the basic website that was just pretty much just informational. And now we have lead generation happening on the website. So we're actually getting live leads from the website. So that was number one thing that we did, which has been a game changer for us. And then as part of that website development, using online advertising to drive people to our site and then further convert them off the website. So that's been great. Part of that also has been the SEO optimization, learning how to do that and, become number one in Google. That's our thing. We are pushing that hard. We're quite successful with that. So that's kind of how things went with us. And then from a personnel standpoint, our hiring process, being in Tucson, Arizona, we don't have a lot of access to physical therapists. We have a hard time getting physical therapists to move here. And with changing our hiring and recruiting processes and having a system for that, and for me to do that myself and my team, without having to hire a recruiter and pay them a percentage of a salary, that's been a huge game changer. I hired 12 physical therapists last year. 12. That's unheard of.
12. And these are people with doctorate degrees, doctorates of physical therapy.
Doctorate degrees. So that's been a really, really good thing. And we've also implemented group interviewing system for our administrative personnel, and that has been great too. So, that turnover in those level positions, those administrative positions, tends to be high in the medical industry. So being able to constantly have good candidates in front of us and being prepared if somebody moves or somebody decides they don't want to be a front desk person anymore, it's been really great. We've been able to get somebody good right away, and we're actually getting higher quality candidates because we're not just hiring the first person that comes off the street to fill that position. We're not in that panic mode anymore. We're ahead of the curve, so we're able to pick and choose the best candidate for the position.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a video once, and you guys had like 50 people at your group interviews.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah.
So we run from anywhere from 20 to 30 was a good group for us to manage, but we did have 50 couple people show up for that one group interview.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What are some of the ways that you've grown? There's a lot we've done, but how have you actually grown since you started working with us?
Yeah, so I think personally, my biggest growth areas have been in people management. I'm that softie that kind of lets people walk all over me. And prior to this training, I had a hard time holding people accountable and not feeling bad about it. And so I feel like that is the biggest change in me personally. And it's given me more confidence in dealing with just everything that I deal with on a daily basis with work. Being able to hold people accountable, let them know what their expectations are, and not feel bad about saying, hey, this is what needs to be done in this position, and you're not doing it, and what are we going to do to get you there? And I think I've become a better business owner in general because of it.
That's awesome. And then how has like the company grown since working with us, or what have your numbers look like over the past couple of years?
Yeah, so if we look at gross revenue, I mean, we've basically doubled that in the time that we've worked together. And as far as personnel, we've doubled that. And we've also doubled doubled our number of locations since we started working together. And that's still on an upswing trajectory, so I don't see us slowing that down at all. It's just been crazy growth all the way around.
Yeah, I remember when we first started working with each other, we did your 13-point assessment back in March 2017. I remember you said you just finished the year 2016, and I believe you said you did 3.9 million. And then last week you told me you guys did 6.4 this past year.
Yeah, it's almost 6.5. So that's been quite a jump.
Yeah, that's awesome. Last question here. Why would you recommend other business owners to thrive?
I think as a business owner, we are, a lot of times we function like firefighters. So we are that person that everybody calls we're the fix-it people. Hey, we have a problem over here, we have a problem over there. And I think that sometimes we get caught up in this reactive state. And so as far as our business is concerned, you get in a rut where you're not able to grow it because you're spending your time doing things that, you know, if you could just get ahead of the curve, you're not going to be having to do those things. So I think as a business owner, to give you the control that you need over your business, to get control of your own schedule, have more control over what's happening in your business and the growth and development of your business. You guys are just amazing to get business owners on track and to evaluate where our weaknesses are and strengthen those areas.
To quote my main man, Napoleon Hill, the best-selling author of Think and Grow Rich, the time will never be just right. You must act now. I repeat, the time will never be just right. You must act now. Or to quote Thomas Edison, the legendary creator of the modern light bulb, recorded audio, recorded video, the man who founded GE, General Electric. He once said that vision without execution is hallucination. Vision without execution is hallucination. So if you want to turn your dreams into reality, you want to go from, ideas and dreams and hopes and actually turn those into results, I would encourage you to schedule a one-on-one 13-point assessment today simply by going to thrivetimeshow.com or book your tickets for our next in-person Thrivetime Show workshop. Now, here's what's great about that. Our workshops are normally $250, and there's no upsells at the workshops. However, if you're in a spot where you can't afford the $250 right now, I get it. I once worked at Applebee's and Target and DirecTV. I once had 3 jobs. I know what it's like to have nothing and to be working all the time trying to get some sort of traction. All you have to do is leave us an objective review on iTunes. So you subscribe to the podcast and leave us an objective review on iTunes. Or you can leave us an objective review on Google Maps. Just search for the Thrivetime Show and leave us a review there on the Google Maps. Either way, once you've left us a review, just take a screenshot of that review and email us to info@thrivetimeshow.com. That's info@thrivetimeshow.com. And we'd be happy to cover the cost of your ticket for free. And the only cost you're going to have is it's $37, and that covers the food for both days and the workbooks that we do provide for you. And so, without any further ado, we like to end every show with a boom. So 3, 2, 1, boom!